When Queen Camilla's title changed from Queen Consort to just Queen, people thought it was a big win for her. She had worked for years to improve her public image, going from one of the most criticized women in the monarchy to someone who could finally stand next to King Charles with confidence. But what happened next surprised even the most devoted royal watchers. Camilla didn't get more power in royal matters. Instead, she was pushed aside more and more, and the power she thought she was getting, it was being given to Prince William and Princess Kate in small pieces. She should have won at that moment. Camilla had been through many scandals, survived harsh headlines, and won over many people. For years, she quietly worked behind the scenes, doing charity work and helping Charles with grace. It felt like the last sign of acceptance when she officially became queen. But inside the palace walls, a different plan was in the works. King Charles wasn't making Camilla the most important person. Instead, he was giving his son and daughter-in-law more responsibility and attention. Camilla saw it happen in real time. Charles made public statements praising William and Kate's growing leadership, but Camilla's role was mostly ceremonial. She thought she would be involved in making decisions, running the country, and planning royal events. But what about those jobs? William and Kate already had them. People quickly noticed that Camilla was no longer involved in important royal decisions. The woman who had worked so hard to fit in was now on the sidelines watching the younger royals take charge. It wasn't just that they missed their duties, they also felt invisible. Camilla had finally reached the top, but there was no power waiting for her there, and she wasn't the only one who saw it. There was a lot of tension inside Buckingham Palace. Why was King Charles ignoring his wife? Was it a quiet plan to get younger people interested? Was it part of a bigger plan to change the monarchy without her at the center? Camilla's path to the throne had not been easy at all. Long before she became queen, many viewed her as the antagonist in the Charles and Diana love story. For years, people referred to her as the other woman because they believed she was responsible for the breakup of the most famous royal couple of the modern age. The press made her look bad. People turned their backs, but Camilla stayed quiet. She never fought back in interviews or tried to defend herself with emotional speeches. Instead, she chose a different path. Years of quiet strength, low-key charity work, and polite public appearances. She started to change things slowly. People's anger went away and was replaced by cautious acceptance. It felt like history was finally giving her a second chance when she became Queen Consort in 2022. But the real reason for the title change is much more complicated. What seemed like a promotion was a demotion in disguise. Charles's choice to give William and Kate more power wasn't just a show of support, it had real effects. It meant that Camilla didn't have much say over her royal duties. She was still there for ceremonies and formal events, but what about the voice behind the throne? It wasn't hers, it belonged to William. With Kate by his side, the young couple quickly became the public face of the monarchy's future. That change hurt though. Camilla had been getting ready for this job for years, thinking that when the time came, she would finally help run the school. Instead, she was back in the shadows. But this time, they were cast by William and Kate, who were becoming more and more popular. The public loved them. They were modern, easy to understand, and looked to the future. The monarchy needed everything to stay alive in a world that was changing. But for Camilla, they meant something else. They were the wall that kept her from getting to the power she had worked so hard to get. That kind of sidelining is very personal. Camilla isn't just a royal, she's a woman who fought for acceptance and stood by Charles through good times and difficulties for decades. And now that she should be enjoying the rewards of her loyalty, she's watching her stepchildren take charge. Her complicated past with Kate made things even worse. Despite being polite in public, people had long said that the two are cold behind the scenes. Camilla is said to have asked if Kate was royal material from the beginning of William and Kate's relationship. Some people even think she might have had something to do with their short breakup in 2007. The two women eventually got along well enough to do public duties together, but their relationship was never really warm. And now that Kate has taken on the role of queen-in-waiting so easily, Camilla's old doubts seem to have come back around. Camilla's confidence began to fade as Kate's star rose. People didn't just admire Kate, they loved her, the way she raised her kids, the clothes she wore, and the way she acted at public events all made her seem like the perfect future queen. At the same time, Camilla's calm presence started to feel like a remnant of a time the monarchy was ready to move on from. What about Charles, though? He too seemed to be moving toward the future. His support for William and Kate was more than just a father's pride. It was a clear vote of confidence. He was building the monarchy around them, not around Camilla. As her power faded, so did her voice in the palace. People said that Camilla was very upset in private. The emotional toll was huge for someone who had been waiting for this moment for decades. She thought that their relationship would get stronger when Charles became king. Instead, she felt more and more alone, and her dreams of being a leader in the monarchy were fading away. Things got worse when rumors started to spread. People close to the royals talked about fights, cold shoulders, and quiet heartbreak. Some people said that Camilla and William weren't even talking. Some people said that Charles was being pulled in two different directions, his duty to his wife on one side and his duty to the future of the monarchy on the other. At Buckingham Palace, where smiles hide secrets and every word is rehearsed, even the smallest amount of stress can turn into a full-blown crisis. And then the unexpected whispers started. Talk of getting a divorce. There was no confirmation, no papers were filed, but the rumors kept going. Was the stress getting to them? Was the unknown between Camilla and the rest of the royal family tearing at her marriage too? What goes on behind those palace walls is a mystery, but Camilla's place in the royal family has never felt more shaky. King Charles's health is now very important to her future, and at 75, it's getting worse. William and Kate step up more and more as he gets older, and as they step forward, Camilla's role gets smaller and smaller. If Charles were to step down, or worse, get very sick, Camilla's status could change again, but this time, not in her favor. Without Charles by her side, she might lose all of her power. And that's the fear that is bothering her the most right now. She didn't just want to be called queen, she wanted to play the part, the duty, the ability to help shape the future of the monarchy. Instead, she's watching that power go to the next generation instead of her. Camilla hasn't given up though. She's started to speak more in the last few weeks. She does it carefully, gracefully, and clearly. The way she talks is changing. She's no longer just a quiet partner, she's starting to speak up. She hints at her disappointment, her hopes, and her place in this new royal order in interviews and when she speaks in public. The message is there, even though it's not obvious. She may be pushed to the side, but she's not gone. We don't know yet if those words will be enough to get her power back. There is one thing we know for sure. Queen Camilla's story is not over. The monarchy may be changing, but she's not going away quietly. She's still fighting, hoping, and determined to make a difference. Camilla's quiet rebellion might be the most daring thing anyone in the royal family has ever done, since they all care so much about how they look and act. We won't know if it changes anything until later.